Here we go.
What is getting deep now? What is getting deep now? Follow me around. Yeah.
Okay,
Can you let me down?
so here we go. We've got Lauren in the background on the phone doing a live sound test.
Baby, let me down.
This is our fourth crack.
Can you let
That's
me
fine.
down? Please don't let me down.
A bit quiet. Is that better?
Say something again.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
It's fine. It's great. It's working.
Hey, let's go to this screen.
Okay, I'll turn this down so I don't get any feedback.
So here we are live. If you're looking at this right now, the rerun, so to speak, this is about our fourth time because what we did, we swam outside the flags on the previous stream, and what it did, it allowed people to come in and say we're not happy with the content, so to speak. Lauren is shining, Mitch Race back in action, as they would say in New Zealand. We're going to keep this screen for a little while. The Guardian, great to have you here, of the galaxy. It's all about you this time. Your questions, my answers, or questions to each other. We've got Lauren here with us as well.
Yeah, hello. If they could just tell us as straight away if it goes to crap,
Yeah,
if they just do instant thumbs down and then we'll know what that means.
yeah. That can be the signal from now on. If thumbs down start to occur, I'll know that the content might have been left on the cupboard too long. We're eating some raw chicken.
Yeah. Don't eat the raw chicken.
G'day, Spuddy Sims. How you going? Look, it's a boy.
Oh, goodness. Can they hear you okay?
Yep, they can hear. It's
Okay.
great to have you back. Thanks for coming back. Again, for those that don't know that have just got here, don't think when these technical issues occur that there's anything wrong with equipment. It's not the case. Lauren's been with us for so long, so have the moderators, that we understand that when you speak in certain ways that are unpleasing to the overlords, that it doesn't go well. We're here to remember today not just Vietnam veterans, okay, not just our forefathers, not just Long Tan Day, but we're also to pay respect to all of those that respect their past, who remember their past, that are preparing to strap on their own boots, so to speak, metaphorically, whether that be doing better at school, whether that be doing better at fitness, doing better in relationships, respecting those around them, maturing early, don't mature too quickly, and becoming the best version of himself. That's all we want from you. If anyone said, what do you do as a channel? I'd say I allow people through group conversation to actually not just go to videos that are productions that are tight editing. It's all about seeing the live content and the clarity, not the clarity. What am I talking about, Lauren? I'm talking about the context of what we say. You're hearing an adult speaking down there without any edit, where they cannot escape behind what they say.
And not even just one adult, like you said. There's even in the chat. There's a lot of us.
I meant you when I said adult, not me.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, Dottie and JC and everyone else who contributes, and so it is, it does give them clarity, because perhaps these are big decisions, and as you know, the decision to join is just the very first step of it. It's not a case of just, okay, I've decided to join, this is what's going to happen. There's a whole series of variables that can happen on that journey, and we are here to help every step of the way.
And like a rock thrown into a pond, what you're creating is also a ripple effect that affects all of those around you.
Yep.
But this is the first time in history, especially for Australians, where you have someone who is here as a team of adults, whether they be police officers, JC, whether they be tattooists, whether it be Lauren is shining, whether it be medics and psychological practitioners, which is Michael Stott, whether it be the keeper of hounds from Rob Kent, whether it be Billy the Optimist Krask. You've got farmers here, you've got soldiers here, you've got every...
Simon Powell.
Simon Powell.
Big Eye Six. We really have lots of people, and lots of diverse people.
Hey, Guardian 7 Guardian 27 was just saying he may not get into the Navy because of a peanut allergy.
His brother may not. I think.
His brother might not. Okay. He reckons we'll go thin blue line. Either way, that's awesome. Bounky, here you go, mate. Guys, what's basically happened there, Bounky, is basically we went outside the what would you call it? Outside the flags a little bit on the last one. And as you know, there's things you can say that can trigger responses from YouTube itself. And you saw that in action. You saw it occur. There's nothing wrong with the equipment. It's back here now. Okay, I didn't adjust anything. This is just what happens. Lauren's seen it happen 100 times now.
Yeah. I used to think it was a mic problem too, but then we talked about it. You tried everything. It's not a mic problem.
Why do you always blame Mike?
Well, because he's bastard.
Albino Nick, Action Jack, algorithm.
Stay in the flags this
Yep.
time.
I've got to be careful what we say, team, with this one because they've probably got me on a strike. Yeah. Guys and gals, you can make sure that you let me know what you want to have in the background. We wanted to be respectful for the anniversary for Long Tan, for Vietnam Veterans Day. It's amazing what those guys and gals went through across the Western world when they came home to feel like you've just gone. And you've got to remember, some of these people, like my father, came back from Vietnam, okay, and got a bus ticket or a train ticket when he got back and had to pay his own way to get home. It's disgusting the way they were treated, but that should never happen again.
No, never again.
Jesse, g'day, mate. I wish I had your girl. Can you, Albino Nick says, Kaz, can you give me a tip for the Australian Army? Sense of humour, mate. It's the best one. No matter what happens to you, sense of humour is the most important thing. You know, because you're only broken if you admit you're broken. You're going to have people around you going to help you with everything. You're never going to be alone other than when you sign your certificate. You know, you're laughing. This is the channel, the Forever channel, that is here for you to subscribe to so you can speak to either lovely Lauren. Say hello, Lauren.
Hello.
As you go down the dusty road, metaphorically, with Dusty Road, with Mr. Anderson at the helm, dog in the back, kept by Robbie Kent. You know, we're there with you before you join the Army. We're there, or Air Force or Navy or Police Force or Fire Brigade or Police. We're there for you during that journey. And you know what? And then you just saw the video. We were there for someone getting out after 20 years. This is the trifecta. I don't think more of you because you walk the common ground that I have. I'm there because that is the lane that I live in. It doesn't define me, but it is the lane that I live in. So I'm here to help.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's right. And we help each other just as a community, you know, regardless of like advice for specific questions. If someone comes in and they're feeling a bit crap, they don't have to pretend they're feeling brilliant. They can just say, I feel a bit crap.
Yeah.
And the whole community cares. We really do.
Yeah, it's true. We do honestly care. And if we didn't care, we wouldn't have just worked through whatever was going on then to come back on and let you know, hey, dude, you know, we're still here. We know it's 8:30. We know that you couldn't go to bed now even if you tried. We know that you're probably not going to be watching main screen TV. So, yeah. We've got, where are we? Peter Cram is saying that he's about to, he finds out now if he's going to infantry. If he does, he starts on the 25th of January. Sam does WWE. Hey, mate, I was just wondering, can you join Special Forces 4 years or less into infantry? Absolutely you can. Sam does WWE. Okay, if you are the sort of recipient that would be good for that, what will occur is you'll get in after you've done your training at Kapuka, then you'll go to your IETs, and then you'll go to the battalion. And if you still think that you want to go for even more, despite the workload you have on you, or the mateship or the friends, because that's a good enough reason to stay in the Royal Australian Regiment, whether you're in the 1st Battalion, 2nd Battalion, 3rd Battalion, 5th Battalion, 6th Battalion, 7th Battalion, or the 8th, 9th Amalgamated Battalion. You know, you might decide this is better than I could ever thought. You know, there is no way I want to go to SASR and never eat Cactus Jacks again. That should be enough to make you stay. So don't worry about it, your Special Forces world. You know, you worry about eating that elephant one bite at a time and wait till you get there. Yep. You'll be
Yeah.
right. You'll be right. Jay, Lauren's soothing voice has eased the gremlin mic. Okay, for the next... Katie Baker's here. Katie,
Yeah.
what question do you have of Lauren?
Oh, of me.
Mm.
Okay. She might not have one.
She's blowing love hearts to you now.
Yeah, we're always lovey with each other, the
Yep.
ladies on the channel.
Here's one for you, Katie Baker. Where is it? Shit.
What have you done?
This one's from Lauren to Katie Baker.
Is it?
There we go. There's the back screen for you. Katie Baker. Looks like Fleetwood Mac. You know, lovely young...
I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, that's for you, Katie.
There you go. SOS. Straight away, we've got his heart. SOS says, hi, Kaz. Oh, sorry, I can't stick around. Have a date with a special lady.
Ooh,
Then maybe this is for you, this screen.
yeah.
Ooh. Hopefully see you guys later in the week. Don't rush things and don't look desperate.
Yeah, I don't know. He might not even need your advice. He might be like a really smooth guy, you know?
Well, what am I? A caveman's glove?
No, you're smooth too, but you know, he's already lined up the date. He's confident he doesn't need last minute advice. Do you think that might make him nervous?
I'm the victim here.
You're,
That's it. I've turned it to blue.
you're as smooth as fickle.
Katie, we're not going to keep like that love hearts. We'll get too many of the Navy here, eh? Stoddy, it looks like wonderful bubbles in my red cordial. Or it could look like a lower bowel disease in a bucket.
Oh, good heavens.
I'm sorry, it's the light beer speaking.
Smooth, like I said, you're so smooth.
Hey Daz, how you going, mate? He's back.
Look, Dusty's got a good question.
Okay, where is he? Dusty. I have a question for Lauren.
You go.
JC and Kaz are in a burning building. You don't have time to save both. Which one do you save and why? Oh, this one. Oh, okay. I have a question for Lauren. JC and Kaz are in a burning building. You don't have time to save both. Which one do you save and why?
None. Because you guys could save yourself and carry me out, and I could just do my nails.
You're a bloody fence sitter.
Yeah. You guys would be fine, wouldn't you? I wouldn't just save one. You guys would be fine. You could find a way out.
You've got to pick JC because he's the guy that's still in the uniform, still has the gun, who's still serving within the blue. I'd be fine. I've had a good life and I'm older than JC. Save JC.
You've put me in like a position like that before with a hypothetical question with your Titanic and lifeboat question. It's a really difficult one to answer.
It's a great one.
You know, you're both dad. You both still serve Australia as far as I'm concerned. And I just couldn't. But I do believe a burning building, you two would work together and come up with a plan.
I would use JC as a shield.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Yeah, look, he's been in New Zealand. You know, I've been in Australia longer. I've got to go.
Yeah. You guys would put the fire out.
Everyone, good night to SOS here. Can we get some thumbs up for him and his lady? The date tonight.
Good night, SOS. I hope it works out really well.
Okay, Jesse, I'm not sure if you saw the Battle of Long Tan, 6 RAR, 18th of August 1966. Yes, 17 lost their lives. South Vietnam. Yep, that's what tonight was all about. Again, remember that 60,000 served from Australia. Also, 3,000 were wounded, 521 lost. I believe the New Zealand lost 37 as well. You know, they served over there as well. For those that didn't realise, the Anzac was in play as well. And also, even take your hat off if you've got one on and raise a glass to the South Vietnamese, to the civilians, to the North Vietnamese, to the Chinese, to everyone that, you know, was involved.
Yeah, people don't choose where they're born.
Yeah, they don't. Europa Insanity. Okay, so I got my assessment day on the 7th of September. Any advice? Mate, I'll put you on the list. Mate, you've been here for a long time. You know, all you need to do is go in there calmly, answer the questions. Why do you want to join? Yep. Where do you want to join? What stands in your way? How long do you want to stay for? Is there anything we need to know about? That's it. Other than that, you have the attitude. You've done the research. You've been here for so long, mate. You're going to be fine. Yep. And if you're not, it was probably something that you couldn't avoid in the first place. And that's the hardest thing, is to understand that we don't always have a smooth run in life, and there's things we've absolutely done nothing wrong. You can have a beautiful heart, and that's not always enough. And if it's not, that's when we're also here to assist you with step 2. That's all we can say, mate, because there's no sureties in life.
Yeah, that's right.
Daz, he looks like he's flexing for his rank. The flaming potato. Simon Powell, sorry I'm late rejoining. I was talking to my daughter. That's beautiful, mate.
Oh, hi, Simon.
Hello, Simon Powell's daughter. What's her name, mate? Shaka Zulu. Good to have you here, mate. Dusty Rhodes, 100% right. Respect all on both sides. At the end, it's just kids like us fighting for their parents' political decisions. Bam. Right there. Cole McDonald. Hey, Kaz. Heading to Kapooka on the 21st September. Any advice? Thanks. Kyle. Good name. Good name. I almost called you Kylie then. And a name like McDonald, I want a cheeseburger now. I've got the munchies after this light beer. What I'd say to you before you go to Kapooka is take some messages of yourself before you go there, so you can remind yourself, expect that things are going to be hard, things are going to seem like you got your back against the wall, but this is what you always wanted. This is your dream job. This is the best time to join the military there's probably ever been. Nothing else in life is assured at the moment other than the medical industry, the police industry, and the military complex. There's no safer place to be prepared, get an early ear up on what's going on in the world, okay, and be prepared to assist others so that your heart feels fulfilled as well. Do you know who should be scared at the moment? The people going to university. I'd be thinking, I'm still ticking up a HECS bill while I'm not sure if people are actually assessing my work correctly. And is the career that I'm going to even going to survive? What do we call it, Lauren?
Post-COVID world.
But not even that. Even is it going to survive the post-apocalypse event that we're currently going through? Is it going to survive technological leaps? Is it going to get past 5G?
Well, it might be the reason why we need it, but we might need to change some of the courses we're throwing a lot of money into.
Yeah,
I think we just need to change direction. So I don't know if it will. I think it might adapt.
Well, they had, it was on Sky News, I think it was the other day, that they were saying that the price of university has gone up more than 2,000% in the last 15 years. It's become a money-churning criminal organisation, I believe.
Yeah.
You know, someone should tell you when Robbie Kent goes in and says, I want to be a veterinarian, they should ask you simple questions like, is it because you love animals? If you love animals, why do you want to be around injured animals? All the time. Always seeing their plight. Could it be, do we have enough in that position? When you're going to go and end up with a $60,000 HECS bill, then you should be able to ask the questions. That just went down to, did that just cut off?
I think they're still there.
It just went bang, straight down to zero watching. I don't know what happened.
I'm looking at them. They're still typing.
What?
There's Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, Nutsu Cow, can I appeal Med Class 4 for hair loss 2020? That's a joke, isn't it?
It must be.
We've got plenty of people that are follically challenged in the military. It just means you were angry when you were 17. Too much testosterone as a youth. Sorry?
It's got nothing to do with that.
I always heard hair loss is about testosterone levels when you were young.
Yeah, no, I think it's genetic.
Okay.
I don't know,
Genetic.
though. I could be wrong.
Simon Powell, she gets her HECS paid for. Well done. Passed her first 2 subjects with high distinction. Excellent. What does she actually do, Simon? I missed your last one. Okay, Action Jackson was saying terrible for people coming out of the uni at the moment into professional careers. No opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing. What happens when you put that much into a 4-year, what do you call it? If you put something into that much of your time, and you've got some really dedicated people
Oh, yeah.
that put their life on hold for that, not getting paid, and then find out after 2 years, one, I don't believe in this course. Two, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life.
And remember, those people have been working hard at that since they were children.
Yeah.
Some of them. So this isn't just like after high school they've been working hard. No, some of them have been working hard to achieve that point.
Yeah.
It's like years of work that will never be rewarded like it would have been.
Jay's throwing some respect out there to the 9 cows and 1 Harold Holt's Billy Ocean.
Oh, that means one's missing. Hang on, Kaz, I'm just going to put the phone down. Can you entertain them for a minute?
Of course.
I'll be back.
Which one was the, which one didn't we say anything for?
I
Shit.
don't know. Ask Jay, he'll know.
Sorry, Jay. Can you please let us know who it is? Chloe, the Defence University sponsorship isn't a bad thing. Bad gig, Kaz. Uni is a bit of a joke at the moment. Yeah, look, Chloe, I wouldn't really care if people want to go to uni, even if they want to go there because they actually want to meet people higher on the tree that have some chance of being successful in that market and they want to be with someone like that. I get that. You know, but what scares me is young people who go from 12 years of academia at primary school and high school and then bang, straight back into more university where they haven't studied the subject. Okay, is it going to be something there is a job in? Is a career in? Does it even exist? If not, there shouldn't be that sort of study. The other one is how congested is it? It's like someone saying that they want to go to MPs because they want to work with German Shepherd attack dogs and no one actually reminds them, okay, you can do that, but then when you go in to be an MP to work with attack dogs, German Shepherds, etc., what's going to happen is you're going to get in there and there's a line of 50 people that have been in the military for 5 years, average longer than you waiting for that position. You've got no chance of getting it. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of transparency, a little bit of honesty before people actually go into hock and actually do some work placement at the very start. Maybe a trial period to go in and say, is this really what you want? Is there any love? Is there passion for the role they're going for? That's why I reckon the best thing you can do is go for the military or one of our uniformed members, whether it be fire brigade, etc. I'd be nervous about going to the police before 25, nervous about being a paramedic before 25. The reason being, lovely people, but it's a very young age to also be going through basically very horrific situations in an extremely small operating team, as opposed to military where we can go through some very horrible things but with larger groups of people and a bell curve of maturity to look after us.
That was well said.
Yeah. I care about them as souls as well.
Yeah, I know you have a huge heart.
Far
I think people don't realise how generous you are and how caring you are.
Well, I get to learn through speaking to people like Guardian, original flavour that reminds me of Tubes, the delicious bite-sized saucy snack that can be only eaten by absorbing through the tongue and the roof of the mouth and should never be confused with a cheesel.
And I never even tried one.
Good, because now you don't have the curse that I have. Simon Powell, Dusty Rhodes. Shane Warne was a wanker before he got his hair fixed. Michael Jordan V5 says, bring baby wipes. Baby wipes are one of the best things you can carry. Luke McKenna, thanks Jordan. Okay, there was a question that came out today, and I think it was from Daz. Or no, it was Dusty Rhodes. I'll answer Dusty Rhodes' first question. My experience of uni, having 4 women have a go at me because I said the reason more women aren't in the SASR is because we are a species where men tend to be stronger, PC culture. That's exactly right. That's a fact. The very first thing that you should learn is how to deal with facts. And guess what, who can't? People that aren't adults. If you're an adult, you can deal with facts. You know, because that is why people actually become more conservative as they get older, because they start to have worldly experiences slapped in the face by reality.
Yeah, exactly.
And so don't expect young people or sheltered people to get it until they get it.
Exactly. And that's just in life in general. You know, also a great sign of wisdom is being able to hear someone else's opinion and perhaps accept if your facts aren't right or if you haven't checked your resources and things like that properly.
Yep.
You know, sign of maturity is accountability. And that means you are able to have your mind changed, but not at the drop of a hat. Not because some celebrity told you to, but because you've weighed it up and made your own decision on something, regardless of what your mum or dad or uncle or neighbour or work people think of it.
Yeah. That's very true. Chloe's got a very interesting one here, and I wish JC was still on to have answered this one for you, but I know I can. My dad, uncles, and aunties are all vets. We don't mean working with animals, we mean veterans.
Right.
And they all refuse to let me join the police. It's not really their choice, but I understand where they're coming from until I give the defence a go. Now, I can tell you absolutely the correct order to do is military, then police, not police, then military. When in doubt, you can be in police and then do Army Reserve, and you'd be crazy if you don't get those tax dollars. Lovely. You know, and it's also like free training from the police force. Fantastic, do it. Flame Potato, hi Kaz. Enlistment creeping up around the corner. What are some goals I should set for myself whilst at Kapuka? University's a joke right now. Okay, wait a second. Nutsu Cow to the Flame Potato. I'm going to get on your question stat as soon as I've just sorted out this one with Chloe. Mate, if you go to the military, you're going to learn about teamwork. You're going to learn about yourself. You're going to learn about hardship. You're going to learn about human behaviour. You're going to see mistakes. You're going to see relation mistakes, alcohol-related mistakes, which is going to make you a better police force officer than someone that goes straight from basically kid, snap, straight into acting too aggressive when you don't realise, hey, that's natural behaviour when people drink mid-strength beer.
Give you some street smarts.
Absolutely. You know, Israel Army proved that women in frontline units was a mistake. Also in Israel, we've got to remember too that the females aren't in forward line infantry positions. What they are, they're in a version of the national, what do you call it?
I wouldn't know.
It's the year that you do. You go in, it's not the regular army. What they do is they go in and they do a year for their nation, like a national service,
Right.
and people get that mixed up with infantry. They're not doing that, okay? And I've been there.
Yep.
So, Flame Potato, enlistment's creeping up around the corner. What are some goals I should set for myself while at Kapuka? One is to be the best version of you. One is to represent your family, and not just yourself. Remember, everything you do to prepare is representing your family. Therefore, that should be the motivating factor that you're going to do that proud. It's like they are there with you. Have the photos up of those that you love, those that inspire you. I'll send you one. and put it on your wall, even your dog, and also what you want to achieve from your life. Yeah? Yeah. What are some things you know? You know you're going to get upset. You know you're going to get cold. You know you're going to get wet. You know you're going to get hot. You know you're going to get yelled at. No big deal. Your goal is just to be a great teammate, because all Kapuka is your bedrock of training. It's nothing special. It's a bedrock of training. There's no high distinction pass. There's no that person's better than another. There's best bush. There's the best field. There's the best PT. There's best shooting. But if you don't get those awards, your job should be to get through with your name intact and have as good a time as you can at the plight of others, and you'll be laughing, and you'll be accepted for what you achieve. The almighty pina colada, Mr. Anderson, one of the reasons I decided to not go. Okay, Chris O98. Anyone knows if I can keep my licensed rifles on base? Normally you can, Chris O, so I do know, but you'll keep those weapons in the company armory. You know? And then you've got to sign them out from there. But you've got to have certification for all of those weapon systems. Mr. A, Simon Powell, but the Israeli girls tend to be beauties. They are. There's some lovely girls. Charm offensive on the enemy. I fondly remember a Russian IDF asking me questions at a checkpoint. Well done, Mr. Anderson. He's a well-travelled gentleman too. One thing that I really loved about their society is there was almost no victim mentality. There was real danger. There's real wolves. They're used to it. They've grown up with it. So everyone looks out for each other. People say hello to each other. It's like being in Australia. Very friendly people. But they confuse me how many of them smoke while eating sushi. I thought that was a real oxymoron, eating something so healthy while contaminating it with cigarette smoke at the same time. No one tells you what to do over there. 80 kilometre speed limit. Someone goes past 120. All you got to do is say, I think I'm being followed. And there's your out. Okay, there you go. Mr. Bryce had a half-brother who served with Old Faithful. I didn't know you were a Siamese twin. Okay, in 1968. Oh, no longer with us, unfortunately. Mr. Bryce, I'm sorry, mate. And you served as well. 2 veterans.
Beautiful.
It is. It is. Albino Nick actually is an albino, he says. Kaz, am I allowed to join the army if I'm an albino? Holy shit. That's a hard one.
I think it would depend on the vision problems.
Yeah.
And things like that related to it. So I guess it would come down to you. You'd have to go try.
It'd definitely be a, what would you call it? That would be a left-wing ball for them. I have seen people that are very similar, but not quite albino. And what happened with them was they said you cannot get posted above the border in Brisbane.
Yes.
You know, due to heat, sun, etc.
You should go try, though.
Yep. Guys and gals, try until they tell you no, or you get bills for finding out information that you think, this is just not worth it. It's getting too expensive.
Yeah.
You'll get a gut instinct whether they want you in or not, and when they really mean it when they say go and try. Because sometimes I think that people are getting told to go away, you know, come back in a year, when really what they're thinking is never try again. And I think that's disingenuous.
Yep, I agree.
Kieran Shaw was saying, G'day, Kaz. Commented before the Gremlins got here. I'm just wondering if when I hit up Patreon, will I be able to get more contact with you? Kieran, when you get in, the phone's in the other room because it's always going off. You know, it's a bat phone, which means when you get on that, what happens is I send you a message that gives you your regimental number within the 10th Legion. And what also happens is that number becomes your one-on-one mentoring phone call line. So it's not like Facebook where I'm always posting on there. We're talking back and forth, typing. I don't do that on there. That's what we do here, answer your questions. But for intimate questions, where I find out answers to things and assist you, you call me, you message me first, I get your number, it goes in the bat phone, and then we organise chat time, and then I mentor you one-on-one for it. Probably longer than you want to talk for. So if you want to do it, do it. If not, not. But everyone, I really recommend, if you want to have those conversations locked in for all of your questions that you have, then simply go on to Patreon. That's easy.
Yep, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And being part of the Legion's great.
It is. It's nice. And we always give a welcome to everyone as they come in. It's nice.
We try.
Jay Hayes missing in action. Dusty Rhodes. What's happened there?
I don't know.
Stoddy, I use uni as a means to an end. I'm 43 now. It's a good time to go. And now what I'm learning is academia is only a foundation, not real life. Because you've got to create that basement. You've got to create that cement, what they call standing, that you build your knowledge on, your topics, your specializations, if you will. Like going on sub 1 and doing what the book says, then going back to the unit. Absolutely. And the thing with that is you see so many people, and I do not understand it. Please explain to me, when you see young girls and guys going to do psychology at university, you're going, the client doesn't want you in the room. You know, from a military guy with PTSD, you know, Lauren knows me really well.
Yeah.
You know, and she knows veterans very well, and she knows the mental health, what do you call it, spectrum that she knows from. Yeah. She knows the subject. Mm-hmm. The last thing you want to see when you go in there is someone half your age.
That's true.
especially when your situation is from living life Red Bull 100 miles an hour and you haven't been able to work out the situation yourself. And they need to address the fact that they are also a business. Don't pretend to love me and then don't call me between consultations. But also be in a position where you think that you can cure me when what I have is not a cure. It's just about rewiring and making sure that I just go in a direction that's healthy.
It's about helping you manage it. And I think it's not just veterans that don't really want someone who's a bit inexperienced in life either. There's when people are talking about points of trauma, some of them are horrific. And you don't really want to say it to someone who really doesn't have any way of empathizing.
It is true. It is a really tough thing, and it's hard for them too. When you walk in there and they're used to dealing with someone's anxiety, and they're dealing with all these situations, and then you come in there with a tight upper lip, as a military guy, with a skeptical look on your face, and you might have been told to go there from DVA. And then they're asking, well, tell me about it. You go, mate, you got to ask the question. You got to say it straight out. What do you want to know? And then when they ask you, they've got to accept the fact they've only got you for half an hour. But once you take the cork out of the bottle, I'm not going to shut up. And you're going to get the tears. You're going to get everything that comes with it.
Yeah, and sometimes a session it doesn't close off properly. It takes an experienced therapist, or at least someone who has some experience in life, to be able to understand how to run a therapy session in the limited time so it's effective.
And that's something that I've had go wrong a few times, where they didn't do the wind down at the end of a session. They just leave. I'll see you in a month. You're like, ah.
Yeah. I had one therapy session. I was doing the EMDR, the eye movement, and we didn't quite get through the whole session, and I vomited in the car on the way home. It was bad.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was really bad. I just vomited in my handbag.
That's the first time I've seen a handbag used for something useful.
Oh no, that's what I've seen handbags used for. That's kind of common in the lady world. If you've got a chunder.
Well, I reckon Aaron Dixon would hold one for his KFC if he could carry it around with him. The almighty Pina Colada says, Mr. Anderson, I just did my assessment day today. Passed with flying colours. Fantastic. I just have to finish up some paperwork, and then I think I go through, I'm sure. Great news. Great to hear. And we're addicted to great news from you. That's what we need to hear. You're not going to get this anywhere else.
No.
Okay? That's what I try to explain to people. And I don't get a lot of my friends come on here, my military friends, because they're not trying to join the army. Okay, I wish that we had a set team of people that sat around as a panel asking great questions as they came in. It'd be fantastic if you could go, Kaz, shut up. We want to talk to the pretty girl. What's her name? That's Lauren. Okay.
You're too
Can we get some thumbs up there for Pina Colada, please? Alex Dixon. Hey, once you're a qualified infantryman and try to go for Special Forces, is there an academic requirement as well? Look, there is. There's different testing, Alex. There's different testing for that, and psychological screening as well. Okay? But again, wait until you get there. They'll know who you are by then.
Exactly. It's good to have a plan, but you don't have to work out don't micromanage your plan. Just have loose aims and meet the little goals and keep going in that direction. And if you're doing everything right, you should end up where you plan to be.
Now, there's a weird question, Lauren.
Where?
Uncle Sam, Alsop, said, can I be the chief in the Army or Air Force with colour blindness? I'd say the question is, can you make it to the chief of the Army?
He's a chef. He said chef, not chief.
I thought it said chef. That's how bad my eyes are, team. Can I be a chef in the Army or Air Force? We don't have chefs, we have cooks. The difference being a chef will stir with a spoon, a cook will serve with an oar. That's the difference. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, you can, mate. Yeah.
You know, there has
Sorry.
been some chiefs of the army with worse hindrances than colour blindness, in my opinion.
The chef of the army. I'm a dick. Okay, team? Salute out to you. I am a dick. You know, there's going to be a blackboard of stupid things that I've said, I tell you.
I would love to remix you. I should make
You can do that. The almighty Peter Colada is having a laugh as well. Master Chef / Chief. Sydney. That's an unusual way of spelling it. Sydney Barnett. Good to have you here. Make sure you subscribe if you wish. Hey, Kaz, recently passed my assessment day for crypto. There you go, linguist. In the Navy, and have been told that crypto roles require an external psych assessment. Any idea what this entails? That's really unusual because that's something that costs money. I don't like them asking you to do things that cost you money. Hey, Kaz, recently passed my assessment day for crypto linguist. I couldn't understand why they would send that to you when they've got their psych there. That doesn't make sense at all. I'd ask them. I'd get some clarification. I'd ask them for that, straight down the barrel. What do you mean? You know? Because a lot of times when you go to a psychiatrist or psychologist, there's two different sorts, psychologist and psychiatrist. One actually gives medication, and if you go to him, he could be charging you $600 for the hour.
Wait, no, they're paying for it, so it's like an external assessment. Could it have something to do with the lockdown?
It could be. I don't know.
It could just be something as simple as that, and not so much for just that role. There might be other people, depending on where you are, that have to do it that way too.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting, Sydney. Let us know how it goes, mate.
Yeah.
But you'll have to go through a GP to get that.
No, they'll rig it up like
Yeah.
when they with DVA.
Yeah, and if that's the case, that's fine. Yep.
Yeah.
But normally you can't just go, hey, look, I want to see this psychiatrist or a psychologist without going to a GP and getting a referral for what it's for. So what it might be is they'll have, in your area, it might be a list of DVA accepted individuals. They'll send you there to an appointment and you have to be there early.
Yeah. Just go and see if you're fit for the role.
Foot. Michael Stott says, counselling to me in some ways is battle PT session for the brain. If someone needs a cool down, I make the time. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Blah, blah, blah. Do you salute the chief chef? I wouldn't, but I'm not going to bag out a chief chef either because I don't want my food to taste mysterious.
Yeah, exactly.
Lewis Coyne, still in high school, seriously considered becoming an infantryman. How should I tell my parents that I want to join? I would say, Lewis, to you, and well done on high school. Make sure you do very well. Treat it like a mission because it in fact is. What I would say to you is just tell them you want to join the military. You don't have to say infantry. Say you want to join the military. We've got to have 3 choices. Those 3 choices I'm going to have are Chief of the Army. No. I'm going to have maybe helicopter pilot. You know you're not going to be one. Okay, infantry. Infantry and maybe medic.
Yeah.
And then when you get there, infantry. I want to be infantry. Okay? That's the way I'd do it. Let him get used to it.
Yeah, just be respectful, honest, let them have their say, try not to judge them for their shock, let them know how much it means to you.
And let your action. You do well at school.
Exactly.
You all of a sudden show that, geez, he's very mature lately. What's going on? It's because he knows what he wants to do because he's got a calling. Every now and then, I think that it'd be fantastic to be in the military. I think it's the safest time. We're in a peacetime army at the moment.
Yeah.
Pays well.
That showing the commitment to parents is really important with your
Yeah.
actions. Because as a parent, they're probably, if they're negative about it, it's really they just want their child to stay alive.
Or love their child, and you might be more their friend than their kid. That happens too.
And they're very worried about you. And if you display through your actions that you're responsible, you will put their mind at ease more than any words can.
Keep them in the loop. Tell them I'm not here to keep any secrets from you. And sorry, Lynn. Do you know what else you can do? if you really get yourself in a pinch, what you can do is you can say, would you be willing to speak to Kaz? Kaz, would you be willing to speak to my parents? Absolutely. Can you please explain what life in the infantry is going to be? What is my kid in for? Okay, what are your concerns about your child leaving? Why wouldn't you talk to an expert? I'm the guy that did it for 24 years. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. I was never the best on ground, but I stayed in there long enough to see the good, the bad, and the ugly about it. You know, no one's going to give your parents a more honest answer than what I am. Yep.
That's true. And that's what they need. They also need to know that they're not going to be left behind on the journey, that there's ways they can support you.
You're not by yourself. You know, and sometimes we just listen to snippets of propaganda and think that's what's actually occurring. Yeah?
Yep.
Slim Job, joining the army also helps you with your Call of Duty skills. Yes, it does. Here we go. I can answer a question here. We've got Sam the Ham 7. Cheers, Kaz. I'm 16, looking to enlist in the army as a tanker. Well, that's the plan. Let me just explain something to you before I go and say, g'day, Cane and Peppers. And that is, you need to know that if you go into tanks, which is a specialisation within Armoured Corps, you will not go on an operational deployment ever in a tank. That can only normally be sent overseas when we are in a conventional WAR. Yep. You won't go over there in that. You might go and do exchanges with the US. You might do courses with the US, but they have never gone overseas with us. All right? Sorry about that one. So, Armoured Corps, stick with your gun cars and your armoured mobility and fighting vehicles, and that's probably a better decision for you, mate. Yep, and swinging the turret with Swar, he would tell you the same thing. He's the Armoured Corps guy that also comes to our channel. Simon Powell, Lewis, make sure you finish school, mate. Yep, finish school. Or, if you get this, at least finish year 10. There is no advantage of getting out of school early because you don't like it. Well, guess what? It sucks unless you're working in a coffee shop as well. Chloe, hi, Mum was unconvinced all the way until she saw my contract. If you want to do it, mate, just go for it. That's right. Your parents you don't want them to pay your way. You want to be an adult. You got to stand on your own 2 feet, unless you're a horse, because you get tired. Is that a dad's joke?
Yes.
Spartan Banjo, good to have you here, mate. Didn't know they had him then. Jesse, g'day, mate. I still wish I had your girl. Had a good one, team. Got an early start, 3:30 a.m. Cheers for another great stream, Kaz. Thank you for your one-arm bicep curl there. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Jesse, go and get some shut-eye, mate.
Yep. Night, Jesse.
Sleep is a gift from God. Okay, Simon Powell's driven a Lav. Very cool. When did you steal a Lav? Albino Nick. Geez, you're making it hard for yourself here. You're saying you're an albino, can I get in? And now you want to jump straight to commandos.
I know we talked about setting goals, but, we said keep them loose.
Yeah. I'd do infantry first, mate. Go for that one and then see how you go.
And then take the next step.
There we go. Benjamin Button Robinson. Got my army interview tomorrow for Royal Australian Corps of Trucks. Wish me luck. Just want to get to Kapooka already. Well done, mate. And if you get in, Benjamin, then you have to listen to Jimmy Barnes driving wheels for the rest of your life. Being a truckie. Well done. Can't wait to hear how you go, mate. The almighty Peter Colada, albino, you'll have to do infantry for at least 2 years before being able to apply for commando from memory. At least private P, unless you go for the direct entry method. Slim Jim, yeah. Albino, you're going to need a lot of cam cream. It actually has got sun cream in it, but I do recommend getting hold of chalk-based cam cream. It's the best, guys and gals. We're gonna get out of here now. Angus Robertson, my favourite steak. Hey, Kaz, over OSB in September. Any tips? Love your work, mate. Angus, what I totally recommend to you that is going to the OSB in September for at least 1 month is go to Patreon. Go to my Patreon, join up, and then for 1 month, for the price of a coffee, you and I will have a conversation where we'll do everything to prepare you, speaking about desperation/inspiration, some goal setting for you, some things that you can do that make you the best applicant on the day. We've got a pretty good record of people getting through of OSB that come to this channel. So go to Patreon, join up, I'll send you a message, you'll be on the bat phone, we'll have a conversation, all good. Guys, we've got to get out of here in a second, but what I do want to say is do not forget, tonight is about Long Tan, those that fell for Australia in the Phuoc Toi province, okay, beside Nui Dat, which saved the entire patrol base, task force base, that was meant to be a nighttime attack by more than 2,000 Vietnamese. They saved that at the cost of 17 of their own. By using combined warfare, armour, artillery, infantry, they won the day. Also, the combatant's commander chose freeze in a lot of ways rather than committing his forces because he didn't know what he'd run into. You're not always going to have the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You're not going to have all the information. You've got to make decisions before you have it all. It's also Vietnam Veterans Day at the same time. Maxie Wales is who I was talking about tonight. He's my focus point for my laser, unless we forget. So please, let me say this tonight, and I want you to listen. Okay. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. And at the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. They gave everything for other nations to have their tomorrows while giving up their own, lest we forget.
Lest we forget.
Sound beautiful?
Oh, it was.
Okay. So good night, team. Thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with this tonight, the hiccups. But we remember to remember, and we always remember to remember as the Forever Channel. It doesn't matter if you're not Australian. Okay?
Yeah.
We care about everyone. Humanity. Animals as well.
Yep.
Team, take it easy. And hopefully we're never having your name on the screen. But that's a reality of service.
Yep.
We're not wrapped in nerf. Live your life. Hold your sword up high when you can. And hold your mate's hands. Not while walking down the street. But when he's in a bind.
You can if you want to, though.
Of course you can. Derek is over here behind me. See you later, team. Take it easy. Mucho respecto. Thank you for donating your time. Thank you for donating your sesterces. Thank you for donating your patience. And Lauren is going to send us out tonight. What do you got to say, Lauren? You're the last voice.
Oh, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to every Vietnam veteran. And I hope that they all do really well and that they're having a good day today and that they don't get too caught up in memories that aren't really great. And I hope that everybody does take the time to remember and to continue to remember, not just on the special days, on every day, at least just spend a moment thinking about veterans or conflicts that Australia has been involved in, or great things we've done as a nation through our Defence Force. We've fed so many babies, we probably can't count them. We've helped so many women and minority people that we really should learn about it in school. So I want everyone to keep remembering and have an awesome week.
Because they gave it to us.
Yeah, exactly.